Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. My name's Stephanie, and today we are back with another installment of my Birthstone series. As I'm sure you know, emerald is May's birthstone, so today I'm going to be featuring a bunch of my favorite emerald greens. So let's just get into the swatches. I of course have to start with none other than Holo Emerald City, released in their Birthstone collection last year. This is a beautifully dark emerald green base filled with tons of glowing iridescent microflakes and a dainty hollow sparkle. So first of all, let me actually apologize because the day that I was filming these swatches, I don't know, I was having an off day, so my swatches are a little messier than normal. So apologies for the application. But as far as this polish goes, it is absolutely beautiful. It is this really deep, luxurious emerald green color that I think actually might lean a little too teal. Though I have seen some emeralds with a little bit of a teal color, maybe that's where the inspiration is, but either way, it is gorgeous. The next shade I have is the Lifestream by Plus Life Lacquer. If you watch my shorts, you saw me feature and compare this to some other emerald green magnetics in my collection, and this is definitely one of my top favorites. It has such a beautiful pigmented base, a beautiful green magnetic shimmer, and I love the dainty hollow micro flaky as well. I think this and the rest of the shades are what I consider more accurate shades of emerald green, but again, they definitely can vary. I usually do prefer this one in the cat eye effect, so you can see that gorgeous dark green base and the contrast with the shimmer and the flakes, but this has a gorgeous velvet flash. Next up we have Ave Borealis, which is like a jewel-toned emerald green cream. It just has such a beautiful color, striking a perfect balance between dark and saturated. The name for this obviously is referencing the Aurora Borealis, but I think it can still work since emeralds promote an appreciation for life and nature. They're also often associated with the heart chakra, which centers around things like compassion for oneself and others, and encourages us to balance our energies to live in a more harmonious way. I feel like a lot of these things also apply to tourist season in general, even though they're more known for their other extreme of indulging in luxury. But emeralds also are definitely known to be luxurious gems too, often used in royal adornments. Apparently even Cleopatra was known for loving emeralds. But back to the polishes, I did want to mainly feature sparkly greens like ILNP's Paradise here, which is a vibrant emerald green metallic microflake. Again, just giving it this like crushed gemstone kind of vibe. I love how multifaceted it looks and how dimensional it is with all those flakies layered in that jelly base. I also have ILNP's Park Ave, which I would say is slightly deeper in color. Maybe this is more of a cross between an emerald and a pine green, but either way, it is absolutely beautiful, just giving that dark jewel tone kind of color and a lot of sparkle with the linear holographic effect. I especially appreciate how sparkly it looks even under my desk lighting, so you can imagine how much more glorious it would be in direct sunlight. I imagine it would be the same as looking at a polished emerald gemstone. I did also want to include Cirque's Verdigris jelly, which I guess is a bit more of a dark teal jelly, maybe more similar to Holo Emerald City, where it just leans a smidge more blue than green. But you know I love jellies for their versatility, especially when it comes to creating gemstone nail art. This time I went for something less abstract. I would maybe call it a simplified emerald cut, but it unfortunately was a little off-centered and a little smudged, so not my best work by any means, but you get the idea. I love how doing a few simple lines just immediately transform your nails into gemstones. This next shade is actually being retired, but I'd be remiss if I didn't feature Cracked Polish's Boujee Emerald. This is the most vibrant emerald green in my lineup. Honestly, it kind of reminds me a lot of the Minecraft emerald color. I know it might not look like it here because it is so light and sheer. It almost has like a lime green kind of quality to it, but you do get more of that mid-tone kind of green the more coats that you do. This one has a soft shimmer kind of formula in a sheer jelly base, so I personally think it looks best built up in 3 coats where it's a lot more even and opaque, and the color is just a little bit more intense and glowy. Just in case you do miss out on the last shade, another favorite of mine is Cracked Polish's Vintage Lampshade. This is a stunning black-based multi-chrome that has a super vibrant green shimmer head on, but it does shift to blue and even purple in very extreme angles, so it might not be the most color accurate when it comes to an emerald, but it is still absolutely gorgeous. While this polish came from a book or library focused collection, I want to focus on the vintage word because that definitely brings to mind a lot of vintage emerald jewelry, like rings especially, which aren't exactly my personal style, but I can still appreciate the beauty of them. And lastly, here is my collage of my best emerald shades. I obviously have a penchant for the deeper greens, the ones that are slightly more blue toned, so apologies if you're a fan of the lighter or more mid-tone kind of greens. I don't want to say that I don't have any in my collection, but it's just not the color I think of when I think of emeralds. So that wraps up my best emerald-inspired polishes for May's birthstone. As always, I would love to know what you think of my choices, especially if you're a May baby. Do you even like emerald as a birthstone? Because I feel like not a lot of people do. It admittedly isn't one of my favorite birthstones, but as I'm sure you know, that's not a surprise because I usually don't love those like really bright mid-tone kind of greens. And I feel like that's the most common color associated with emerald, but I do really love the deeper ones, especially if they have a little whisper of blue in their shadows. Oh, I just love that combination so much. So obviously I went with like the darker kind of colors for emerald, but I feel like they are still like bright and jewel toned in a way. I did debate on including a couple of lighter shades too, but I feel like a lot of the lighter green emeralds that I saw just looked too similar to like other crystals, I guess, where it just didn't really give like emerald to me. So I just wanted to stay a little bit truer to the color. And I think emeralds do also come in other colors as well. So yeah, I would love to know what you think of this birthstone, of these polishes, or just let me know any and all thoughts that you have down below so we can chat about it. But thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!